See, because this is how it really is, y'all. They using Jesus's and God's name, you know, and they tell people that they're gonna be saved and everything. But the truth is that it's all just gonna start over of using people again, and having people believing that they're gonna be saved when they're not, you know. All these people are just going to get used and annihilated, and then whoever is left is just going to get used again, and it's just going to start all over again. The drugs and everything, it's all pharmaceutical slavery, man. Think about it, y'all. You know, every you go to the hospital, it's morphine and pills and addicting drugs that they want to get you on. You go to a psychiatrist, they want to prescribe you pills and drugs. You go to a dentist, they want to give you pills. You know, it's pain pills and stuff. You know, and once you get on these drugs, then you just want more. Then you just want another bottle of pills, or you want some morphine. And if you get on morphine, believe me, I've already seen it happen to my family. You know, they go to the hospital, they get on morphine, and then they're doing dope, and then they're smoking crystal meth and crack or whatever other drug there is, shooting up whatever they're shooting up. You know, it's all it's all pharmaceutical slavery, man. To keep you working and to keep you coming back and buying more drugs off of these people. They're the biggest drug dealers there are, you know. And then you got the gays and the Mexicans working as a team across the border, and you got all the ghettos who are also selling the drugs, you know, and they're all competition now, and they're all ruining life here, y'all. They're all ruining life, and they're just using God and Jesus's name, you know, and the book, the Bible or whatever, and keeping you believing that you're going to be saved one day when nothing's getting better, it's just getting worse. So there's your answer, you know. If someone like me was to be running this country, it would get better. But these people, no. They just want you coming back and buying drugs so they can go take their vacation, and it's entertainment for them and controlling people, you know, because if they fixed you people, then they wouldn't be able to just use you as they want to use you. You know, if they got you messed up on drugs and they got you messed up, so then they can just use you like they want to use you. You know, it's all slavery and pharmaceutical slavery, and these people going and taking their vacations and messing you people up. They could just fix you, and then you would want to work, but you'd have a good life, and then you wouldn't be getting used for these people's entertainment. You wouldn't be living some messed up life, and then they wouldn't be getting the entertainment that they're getting. You understand? So just understand that these people are getting entertainment off of you people suffering, and keeping you living a messed up life like they're doing. And you know, they're not telling these people anything, because it's all yes sir, yes sir. You go to the military, it's all yes sir. You think people in the military are told stuff? No, it's all yes sir. Everything, it's like, dude, give me 20 push-ups, yes sir. Kill this person, yes sir. Do these drugs, yes sir. You know, it's all yes sir, man. You people got to have some say in your life, and living a life. You got to have some say, man. You know, you can't just say yes sir to everything, because they're going to ruin your life, you know. And it's proven facts that they ruined all these people's lives, and that's all it is these people getting used. But you know, you gotta still help people though, you know, and you gotta do your own thing and help people, yeah, but you gotta have some say, and it can't just always be yes sir. You know, it's gotta be, you know, I'm gonna have some say. about not messing my own life up or doing these drugs or killing someone or whatever it may be, that they just want you to do for them, but they won't allow you to do anything for your own self and your own life. It's all about controlling people and using people and using the name of Jesus and God. I'm sure there are some real church people out there though, but these people, the people that are just using it for their own slavery and their own entertainment, those are the people, that are the problem here. But, you got to also get it managed out. Your children, you got to raise your children right, man. You got to tell them and show them, and they got to actually do this stuff. If you're driving cars or you're paying bills or you're buying food or whatever it is that they're going to be doing in their life, they have to do it as a child growing up, and that stuff has to get done. And you got to tell them, you can't just watch them grow up and then think that it's going to happen, because it's got to get done right the first time. You only got one day to live. You only got one life to get this stuff done right. And you got to help them to understand and get this stuff done right. And they got to do it so they know when they ain't got no money or this or that this is what's got to get done, though. Because if you get the things done that should get done, your economy would be better. But you got people out here not getting things done, and you got people out here spending their money on a bunch of garbage that they don't even need. So it's not getting better. It's just getting worse. Proven facts. And it's like, it's too late. It's like, is it too late to save planet Earth? Because if it's too late, then it's too late. If they do it too late, then their life is already ruined. These things have already happened. And by the time they learn that that's what they should have did, these things have already happened and life has been lived. Because you only get one life to live, and you only get one day to get all this stuff right. And raising your children correctly and right and properly how they should be raised, so they're not idiots who are getting it wrong and they're getting it right, and they're managing and they're buying food and they're paying their bills, and they're getting this done how it should have been done right the first time. So it's not too late then. Is it too late to save planet? If it's too late to save planet Earth, then it's too late, right? Doesn't matter if you get it done now, because it's too late, right? You're not going to be able to save planet Earth if it's too late and you get this stuff done now. That's why you had all these years to get it done, to save planet Earth and to get your children raised, right? But you haven't been saying anything or doing anything, because that's probably how you were raised, and no one said anything or did anything, right? So that's the issue here, y'all. And the more cars and everything you build is just causing more pollution, which is just going to make it worse, and you're just losing years. The worser it gets, the more years you lose here on planet Earth. And you're all working towards your own annihilation, obviously, in their schedule or whatever, because they're not really going to save people. They're just going to kill people, like in wars. And then whoever's left and gets on their morphine and drugs and stuff, and then all the people who get murdered and annihilated are going to be dead, and then the people who's left are going to start it all over again, y'all. And it's still going to be the same crap, dealing with the same stupid craziness and all this stuff that's already been lived. I'm telling y'all how it really is, man. So, but like I said, it's up to the people. You get these things done and live your life and get planet Earth taken care of like it should be, and quit building more cars and pollution and trash and garbage. That's only making it worse. Because if it's too late, then it's too late. Then we're all doomed anyways. But, I don't know. I'm not the one who knows that. The scientist or whoever are the ones who know that. But, you're running out of years. I know that for sure, because it's already been 200-300 years, and it's gotten this bad just from the 200-300 years. So, do the math on that one, y'all. So, goodbye.